So if you could choose one member of the Fantastic Four to team up with or just to be really good friends with, who would it be? Well, you don't have to wait much longer because I am going to be ranking the members of the Fantastic Four. Hey guys, I'm Joe, and if you're wondering exactly how I'm going to be ranking these four characters, well, I have a variety of ways to narrow down who is the best. Also, yes, I did say four characters because I couldn't possibly rank every character that has joined or even is associated with the Fantastic Four. So that is why I am focusing on the main four. Well, that's actually an 8, but the main four of the Fantastic Four, which is Reed Richards, aka Mr. Fantastic, Sue Storm, aka Invisible Woman, Johnny Storm, aka Human Torch, and Ben Grimm, aka The Thing. Round 1. How good are their superpowers? Well, Reed can stretch any part of his body, and some people just don't realize what that means when it pertains to how much power Reed can have. Some people just think, oh, he can wrap himself around someone, he can create a parachute, he can just stretch really far, like I said. But that's not it. If you read the Ultimate version of Reed in Marvel, you'll realize he's pretty OP. So he can actually be pretty strong. He can actually create copies of himself with just his finger. He stretches his mind. And you have someone like Ben Grimm, who is just a rock monster. And in terms of strength, Ben has that. And he's also, made of rock. So he can't really get hurt all that much. He does have now he's not invulnerable like Superman, but he's pretty tough when it comes to his skin. And with Johnny, he can flame on. His whole body will be on fire, and he can fly. He can throw fireballs at you, and it's really instantly too. Lastly, Invisible Woman. Goes invisible, force fields, but I feel like that's more of a defense type of thing. When you're trying to get away, you can be invisible. So after going through all these superpowers and exactly where each one of them stands, defense is a no, I think, in my opinion. I think you can have that on a team, but I think I'd want to have more strength and a little bit more invulnerability, compared to Reed and Johnny and even Sue. Like, they all can get hurt. So that's why I think that Ben Grimm wins this round with being a big rock monster. He's a tank, man. Who doesn't want to be a tank when you're in the battlefield? Round 2. What is the person like? What are they good at other than being a hero? Now you have Reed, who is a scientist that already gets multiple points from me because he is that smart. He is super smart. Heck, he found out the negative zone and everything. And I think that really you can't match up to anything like that because Ben, he's a nice guy. That's all I can say. Other than his superpowers and being a hero, he's just a nice guy. And with Johnny, he's a daredevil. He's the hothead, and no pun intended with any of that. He's just really fun, but that doesn't really help me. Invisible Woman, she's a scientist, but she's clearly not as smart as Reed. So that is why I'm going with Reed Richards winning this round, because he is a straight up scientist, super smart. He has everything going for him in that realm. So it's pretty much by a landslide that he won this round. Round 3, the actors that played them in the live action movies by Fox, and of course, I'm only counting the Tim Story movies in the 2000s and the new one by Josh Trank. I think we can pretty much count out Reed, because I like Ian Gruffett. He's pretty much the ideal look for Reed Richards in a live action sense, but even though how good he is, I think Miles Teller's look kind of cancels out. I think I'd say the same for Ben Grimm as well, even though I feel Jamie Bell's kind of an upgrade from Michael Chiklis, and not in the way of acting, because Michael Chiklis, sure, he's a great actor, but just one feels like an actual transformation where Ben is going to transform into the Thing, and the other one just seems like he's painting his body orange. So now that we have Reed and Ben out, it leaves Johnny and Sue. Now Johnny, man, Michael B. Jordan, the guy, Friday Night Lights, Fruitvale Station, he's gonna be Creed. This dude is awesome. He is cool. Plus the actor that played him in the 2000 movies was Chris Evans, Captain America. So really it's hard to beat that, because for Sue Storm you have Jessica Alba, not really a great actress. She is hot though. And you have Kate Mara, who is a great actress, and she's hot, but I think the not good acting of Jessica Alba kind of weighs down Sue Storm, because Kate Mara, House of Cards, she's a great actress. She's gonna keep doing a lot more good stuff. Johnny has the edge here just because Jessica Alba's acting isn't that great. Round 4. Who would be a better wingman at the bar? I think we can definitely count the Thing out of this round because he just scared everyone away. I would say Johnny would win this, but knowing him, he'd flame on and either steal all the ladies in the bar or just burn the bar by accident. And with Reed, all the science talk would probably bore all the ladies, so that's not cool. You can't bore them to death. So I think by default, Sue Storm wins this round, but even though it's by default, she still has some capabilities in being a wingman. She can turn invisible like that, you know, when you need her to. When a girl is trying to come up to you or something, she'll just get away and like she was never there. And she can also use her force field to stop other guys from talking to girls that you might be interested in. So even though it's by default, she clearly has a lot of power in this type of round and being a wingman. Alright guys, now that we finished all 4 rounds, who is the best member of the Fantastic Four? And the winner is, I don't even know why I'm doing this, I'm not a drummer, Reed Richards. I think overall, you know, him being smart, he won that round of just how smart he is, the scientist, but his powers are really resourceful as well. And I just really like the look of Ian Grufford. He's clearly the look for Reed Richards. And as for round 4 being the best wingman at a bar, that's okay, I can let that one slide. I think overall Reed Richards is the best member of the Fantastic Four. What about you? Who do you think is the best member of the Fantastic Four? Who would you team up with? Who would you be friends with? And I want to know, who would you have as a wingman at a bar? Comment down below and I'll see you next time.